2017 F-250. Obviously it's gray. It needs to be yellow. So we're gonna take this vehicle and do our first overall wrap. And let's see how this turns out. But we'll just do a quick walk around. The truck's pretty decent. Definitely have to clean it up, wash it really good. It does have a small dent here on the door. Other than that, body's pretty straight. Obviously the first step here is to strip it down. We got the back flares off. They actually come off really easy. You can see how dirty they get in behind. We still have to remove the front flares and give it a really thorough cleaning. We have to also decide whether we're going to remove all the pinstriping. We can wrap over the pinstriping. You will see that though. It'll kind of be ghosted in there. I think we're going to remove the pinstripe. I'm seriously considering leaving the 4x4, but I'm not real sure yet. It is a solid sticker, so you're only going to see the very outline of it. So it's quite possible we're going to remove that too. That the wrap is thin enough that you will see all of that. So just that little bit of thickness, you will see that under the wrap. Have the pinstripe pulled off. There is some residue we'll have to clean off, and we're gonna go ahead and pull these 4x4s off after all. And it's really surprisingly easy. You catch an edge and they kind of just pull right off, you know, especially if you take two hands and just work your way down it. They come off extremely easy. If you can keep it from breaking, it's even better. It's more to grab onto, but yeah, not terrible at all. As you can see, we did make a little headway on the truck now. We have it inside, more prepping done, door handles out, all the window stuff, the mirror off, trim piece, headlights off, grill off. So we're getting pretty close as far as that goes. We did actually do our very first wrap, and we did it on the gas tank door. Seemed to come out pretty nice around the edges and tucks back in. So that's looking good so far. We do have our piece cut. I think we might actually start, not 100% sure yet. I think we might start on this fender. I think I am going to two-piece the fender because this does get a filler panel here, and this is kind of it is well together, but there's a seam here, so I'm a little worried about trying to wrap over that. So I might actually just take and wrap down and trim it at that seam, and then when you pop that panel back in, it'll be covered up anyway. So maybe we'll start right here, do that little piece, and then start on the fender and kind of work our way back. Got the fender pretty much done. We're just starting to trim. I trimmed up through here and folded it over nicely. We'll lock it down one more time with the heat. I'm just gonna kind of pick a line up here and trim. This goes all the way in, but there's a lot of bolts, and it's kind of rough up there. The paint's not very nice at all, and the hood comes down and all the way to this line. So as long as we're up above that, you'll never see it. And again, there's a trim piece that pops in here. Moving along here, we got the fender in the door, headlight back in. This side fender we also got on, so we have the headlight put back in and the side trim piece. We're gonna put the grill in, get the front end completely buttoned back up, and then move our way back this side. As we finish this door up, it's really amazing how much you can make this wrap move and how much you can stretch it. Probably we don't need to go in quite as far as this. There is window trim, but you do see that reveal there. So to me, it just makes sense to go all the way in and make it lay in there. But yeah, I mean, there's what it looks like when you wrap the outside. And if you heat that a little bit and just give it a little stretch, it lays right in there. So we'll walk around the other side and see the finished product. But you do see quite a reveal there. So I think it's safer to wrap it all the way in and then snap that trim back over it. Let's run to the other side and check it out. So obviously here is the other side, and you can see as it goes up it fades away, but down here there's still a pretty big lip there. So I mean, it's definitely not going to peel there because this stuff is snapped on there and holding it in place. As you can see, the other side, we have the complete window. We haven't cut any of that out yet. It seems to be, to me, easier to leave that hole and just stretch that and roll it around and then just trim around. So we're learning as we go, but it's definitely coming along. We did get, like I said, the complete front end back on it. Grill, headlights. It's looking good. Fender, now we're on the door. We'll keep rolling right back. As we tackle this extended cab door, it's always neat to me as you start squeegeeing this stuff and laying it out. You can actually see the door kind of pop right out through it. So you can see the opening for the window, the body line here, of course the door edge. It's neat because this stuff's so flimsy, and as you go, it just, the body is kind of sculpted right out of it. Making some progress here on the wrap. As you can see, we did get the bedside wrapped. It was an absolute fight. I'm pretty sure I'm going to change the way I do the other side because this side was honestly a nightmare. It took a long time to do. As you can see, we did get it done and it came out all right. We were able to get up inside here nice. All that looks really good. But I started from the top and worked my way down and left excuse me, the backing on it and pulled the backing as I needed it, and that seemed to create some issues. I talked to a couple guys that actually a guy that does wraps a lot and definitely said get rid of the whole backing at once and quit being afraid and just do it. But pretty much if you look at this bed, I don't know how that's going to come out on camera, but there is an arc to it, so it swells out by the wheel well and goes back in. So by coming off the top and coming down, it created a bunch of gathering kind of in the middle here, and I fought that the whole way down. I have some pictures. I didn't film as I was trying to do this side, but I did take some pictures, so maybe I'll throw some pictures in of like halfway down. You can just see all of the gathering in the picture actually shows a little bit further than halfway down, but halfway down it looked absolutely horrible, and it just took a long time. I ended up having to work like, I don't know, inch to half inch at a time, just keep pulling and pulling those wrinkles and stuff out. So definitely going to try something different on the other side, and hopefully that goes a lot easier. But let's keep rolling on this. This truck is definitely a big learning experience. I thought maybe a pickup would be easier, and I have a feeling that it was actually harder, but either way, it's the first project, and we're going to learn and get better from here. One of my next hurdles is going to be this hood. Normally, I don't think it would be that big of an issue, but these newer F-Series Super Duty pickups have this big kind of lower spot in the center of it. I don't know if you can see just how much that is, but it's a good, probably at least 1.5 inch, 2 inch drop, and it has this radius here too. So my game plan here is to cut the piece, droop it over, pull it tight, and get it to stick like on this surface around, and then try to heat and get that to lay down in here. Again, this surface is flat too, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just a little worried about back here in the corner about gathering and getting some air bubbles and or chutes that form in the final. So guys, this is pretty nerve-wracking excuse me, for me. Obviously I'm doing this by myself. This is a pretty large panel. I see we got a piece of probably dirt right there, but anyway, we measured this, laid it out there. I stuck this far side a little bit, stretched it across, pulled the backing off myself, let this lay here, and now I kind of made this area right here of the hood. We kind of stuck it. We can pull this up and pull it this way, of course, but from here, from this side of the hood all the way over, I'm going to grab this and try and lay it down as flat as possible, and hopefully this works. Yeah, it would definitely be easier with two people, but I'm only one person. I'm the only one here, so we're gonna go for it, see how I can make it work. All right, guys, as you can see, we do have some wrinkles here. I think I can pull a little bit more of that out, but overall, we're laying fairly flat over top. So let me start working this, and we'll just, like I said, we're gonna have to go for it and just see how it works. All right, guys, I am losing my voice a little bit. It's very humid, and it tends to happen in the summertime in humid weather, but this did work out pretty good. We got it to lay down. I'm fairly happy with that. We'll open the hood and get it to wrap right around the corners now, but overall it is laid down in there pretty nicely. Yeah, not bad. We'll go over it, seal it down, hit it with some heat, but I'm happy with it. Guys, with a little help, we got this side laid on, and so far this is, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's going way easier than the other side. With some advice from a friend that wraps, we pulled the whole backing off and put this all on at once. So as long as we can keep it going this direction, Steve helped, and Jessica also helped.
And Jessica's messing with my floor plan in the verse.
So we're gonna keep rolling on here and try and get this knocked out, but so far this is definitely a better idea. We also got a roof laid out here. We're getting it squeegeed down, smoothed out. It's looking pretty good. Let's keep going on that, get it trimmed up, and we'll be close to wrapping this up. We still have a little bit on the back of the cab here to do, and a little trimming on the bedside, but it's getting real close. I've just been kind of working on this, haven't been recording a whole lot, but we did have some struggles, and we're getting really close. Obviously a little strip there on the back of the cab, and the other cab corner is all we need to do. It's got some dirt we need to scrub off. We'll have to wash it when we're done. Got the flares all back on. Definitely a learning experience with this truck. There's some spots like in between the cab here that are very difficult to get to. I'm not sure what other people do. The truck is complete here. Again, I didn't do a whole lot of filming on specific sections or anything like that. Just kind of doing an overview of the whole wrap. It looks pretty good. It was my first wrap ever, as you guys know, and obviously I did learn a lot. There were some issues I had. I learned about glue lines, which are probably going to be really hard to even, it is dirty too, we're getting ready to back it out and wash it, but glue lines are probably going to be hard to show up on film here, on video, but pretty much it's the glue makes a line underneath the film, the vinyl, and even though you squeegee over, you still come up with a faint line that you can see through the vinyl. And a lot of times that's from repositioning and or wrinkles in the vinyl before it gets down on the surface. Like I said, I did make some mistakes and learned a lot on this project. Most of the mistakes I made you probably won't even be able to pick up, but it's yellow and that's what the customer wanted. So let's get this thing backed out, washed off and detailed up a little bit, and then we'll get a little bit better view of it. Also guys, let me know what you think about this tailgate. I tried to I obviously left the center silver. To me, I was trying to match like the factory Platinum Series, F Series, the Platinum package on the F Series, and let me know what you think if you like it. I think we're gonna leave it like this. We'll see what the customer thinks, if he's completely satisfied with the way it came out, or we might just pull that off and rewrap the whole tailgate. There's a bee trying to get us, but yeah, let me know what you think. As you can see, it is all finished. The first wrap is wrapped up, and definitely learned a lot on this wrap. We had some help learning too. Big thanks to Ryan at 7 Wraps. You guys definitely check out 7 Wraps. They don't have a ton of videos up, but what they have is very quality. They do a lot of high-end stuff. Definitely don't do much on the aspect of an F-250. They're more Bentleys and Mercedes and BMWs and Lamborghinis and stuff like that. So they do amazing work, and he definitely, this bedside I finally asked, that bedside I did myself, and as I was stating, this side went like a quarter of the time. So definitely, sometimes you know the answer, but until you actually have someone tell you how to do it, and you feel much more comfortable doing it. So big thanks to Ryan at 7 Wraps, and the truck is looking pretty good. I'm not 100% satisfied with everything. Like I said, it was definitely a learning curve, but overall it looks really good. I think it's yellow. It's what the customer wanted, and it's done. So time to give it back. We got it all cleaned up. I'm gonna keep playing around with this as I learn more. Maybe I'll do a video of like procedures and techniques and stuff like that, things not to do, things to do. I know I didn't really go into detail on this one exactly what to do. A couple things I did, but overall it was just, you know, a wrap, getting it done, and it's done. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. We got a lot more stuff planned, so tune back in.